Alright, good morning everybody. This is Chanchai, sorry for the late start. Happy Easter. The Akai League spring session is a go. So I apologize to everyone for the late start on that. I'm going to first set this up, but the league should start around probably at 11:20 to 11:25 today. And then we'll be going from there. Right now we're just queuing players, so everyone's welcome to join the room. Let's see, break, and let's see here. Make sure we're set to Virtua Fighter. Sorry for the late start. Just had to take care of a few things. It got a little later than I expected. But we are here. We've begun. So. Anyways, I hope everyone's doing well. We're starting to see players pour in. Again, sorry for the late start. I'm just going to send a message to everybody, Twitter and also PlayStation Network. And let's see. Alright, excellent. Blaring Silverbolt. It's wonderful to see that they have begun. Alright, let's see here. Alright, welcome. VFKF, awesome to see you here on the PlayStation side. I had seen them on the Juicebox's stream, so I'm glad that they are here. Alright, let's go to the PlayStation Network.
Knockout! Round 2. Ready, go! Excellent! Round 3. Ready, go!
Ridiculous.
Let's post that on Facebook.
Round 1. Ready, go!
Chanchai, I'm using the ID Chanchai today. So, normally Akai is the one who hosts this, and you can see right here, this is my ID, capital CHANCHAI. So you'll be able to find me in the, you should be able to find the room, listed publicly. Yep, yeah, I just got, yep, I am home. So,
Round 2. Ready, go!
Good morning, Nova. Also, good morning, Dollar Yen. Hope you guys are doing well. Feel free to join the league.
Ready, go! Knockout! Round 4. Ready, go! Knockout! Round 5. Ready, go! Ring out! Round 1. Ready, go! Knockout! Round 2. Ready, go! Knockout!
Alright, let's see. Giga Phoenix is here. Wow, we've got a very strong Vanessa crew today. Very, very strong. And Giga Phoenix also has a really strong Sarah. So it's going to be great. Hello, David Blaine. Always good to see you.
Knockout!
So, Rental Animator had asked when can they join, and the answer again is that basically right now we're queuing up for the first league, and we'll be queuing up until about 11:25, maybe 11:30 today because of the late start. Normally we queue up for about 20 minutes in the first, on the hour, and then so right now you can queue up. Then around 11:25 to 11:30, I'm going to start the league. When we start the league, then people cannot join the room because because the league is in process. And so we play all those battles, and after all those battles are played, welcome Dalian, I'm glad to have you here. When all those battles are played, then the room will open up like during the break. And that break, usually I have that break around 20 to 25 minutes. So usually you can see it on the 20 minute. So we expect the first league today to start sometime between 11:25 and 11:30. The second league probably going to start around 12:20, and then the next one 1:20. Now that's Pacific Standard Time. That's my time zone. Eastern Time, just add 3 hours to that. So 2:20 Eastern Standard Time will be about 2:25 to 2:30. That's when we're going to start the first. And then it'll be 3:20 around for the second, and around 4:20 on the third. We plan to do about 3. If they go really fast, I might do 4, but I'm pretty sure we're going to end up doing 3 leagues today. Let's see here. Man, everyone's starting off pretty sharp today. This is really good. Alright. Blaring is playing much more active than the last time I saw them. This is pretty great. Let's see how BF KOF is doing. Looks like they're doing pretty good though. They're realizing, like, Blaring has discovered how strong it is to use the basic, jab, elbow, throw, like even more than before. And I think this is going to lead to a lot of growth. Now they're going to see the limits of that at some point, but like one of the weaknesses is your back dash. But at the same time, you can always rely on jab, elbow, throws to a strong degree and then you can deal with what the opponent does to punish it too. Once that happens, But Vanessa has some ways to deal with that as well. Like, actually, she has really great ways to really come in and punish. Rental Animator, awesome to see you here, my friend. Rental, I'm glad to finally meet Rental when we were in Japan for EVO Japan. And Rental is just awesome. Absolutely made my trip like so much better. And also just a good friend. So this was wonderful. I'm glad to see them here in the leagues. They are always a real threat and force, So now we've got a lot of Vanessa. We've got Leon threats from both myself and Rental, and Dolly Yen bringing the pie this week. Akai is going to be very busy during this month, so I'm going to try to fill in as much as possible whenever Akai is really busy. But I, hope they'll be able to be back soon. But they're dealing with a lot of stuff, and we're here for Akai, just because Akai, especially since Akai's been here for the community. So, so everybody give a big hug to Akai. He's been so amazing to us all, and I'm just trying to make sure that the league maintains momentum and that this wonderful thing that we have just keeps on going, because it's a wonderful thing that we have. Again, happy Easter. Hey Pasadena, awesome to see you here. My fellow Northwest player. Man, we're going to talk about both the Seattle sessions that you're doing the monthly, and also talk about Fight Kingdom, which is in a month from now. Fight Kingdom is less than a month away. I need to be... I will give some updates on that. Frank the Tank has already put in extra money in the pot, so we're already pretty much at the $200 mark. I'm going to be adding some more as well. So yeah, so we're close to that, but we also have sessions in Capitol Hill and Seattle area, and that's going to be wonderful. I want to try to make it. I can't make promises yet, but I will try. I'll try very hard to do that. It's too bad that the Bolt bus went down during COVID, and so it's slowly being replaced. It's slowly being replaced with an alternative, but that alternative is not Seattle yet, not Portland, Seattle. You know, it's like more like Los Angeles, Chicago, I think. But we used to have the Bolt bus, which could take someone to downtown Seattle, from downtown Portland to downtown Seattle, like for less than $20. And it was a really cool way to do something like this. Hey Akai, no problem. Yeah. Thank you very much. I'm glad I got all my belongings too. There was no real incident, just that you know, we had a 3-hour window in San Francisco, but that 3-hour window was eaten up because our flight from Japan to San Francisco was delayed, and delayed enough to where we barely had time to do all the customs and get to the gate to go to Portland. And in that process, the baggage got there was like any kind of delayed baggage or TSA having to double check the baggage, which they did, was causing a risk that the baggage wouldn't make it to Portland. And so my luggage, my wife and children's luggage made it through, but my luggage did not. So I'm glad I've got my PS4. I'm glad I can play this today. There's a lot of expensive items in there. But fortunately, everything turned out really good. And though they didn't get the luggage back the night of, they did get it back super early the next morning. So really appreciate that. Thank you very much, Alaska Airlines, for getting everything through. Let me see here. We're going to start in about three. Let's see here.
Round 2. Ready, go!
So 3 battles left. The attendance today is, my expectation is not too high, but going to be decent. But it's Easter. A lot of people have busy times, many with family. And then next month during Mother's Day, I expect something similar where the attendance is going to be a bit mixed. You know, it's not going to be the best attendance, but there's going to be people. But it's a good chance for anyone to come in and join us. Should be we might end up doing four of these because of that. But it should be lots of fun. We already have like an insane training session with Leon's and Vanessa, and then it's awesome to have both Lau and Pai in the mix too. So it's pretty great.
Mission accomplished.
Alright, 2 more battles. Alright, good to hear. Yeah, last weekend, sounds like Juicebox had fun watching the league, and people were, you know, on a high from Evo, so I think it worked out pretty good. But I need to watch that VOD. Thank you so much, Akai. I have not played since coming back to the States, so this is going to be something. You know, there's one thing where you get used to offline Virtua Fighter esports, and then there's another where you get used to playing Final Showdown at the arcade. So yeah, I had to get used to timing on all of those. It's a little different. It's not bad. When it comes to playing this game, Ultimate Showdown or Virtua Fighter esports, offline, the main thing that I have to get used to is kind of opening round, like the timing of the opening round. And most other stuff I can feel out really quick because I am used to playing this game offline as well. The biggest adjustment was playing at Arcade Mikado, playing on Virtua Fighter 5 Final Showdown arcade. Now Rental and I had kind of different experiences. Rental's experience is that setup is slower than his setup at home on Virtua Fighter 5 Ultimate Showdown. Rental is running on a PS4 Pro, which is the fastest system you can do. It's the fastest console. and on a really good monitor, because his job uses really good monitors, or because he always is using the cutting edge monitor. Either of those leads to Rental having a super fast setup at home. So Rental's experience at Arcade Mikado was that the Final Showdown setup was slower because they're using these old monitors, you know. Now my setup is a slow setup. I'm using the slowest console, which is the launch PS4, the PS4 from like 2012 or 2013, I think it was. And so it just runs the game slower. I have a good monitor, but it runs the game slower because of my PS4. And so yeah, I'm used to that. I'm used to online. In New York, I did have to get used to some things because we were playing so much offline, and we were playing them on PS4 Pros there too. So sometimes PS5s, but I think we were always playing PS4 Pros at Arcade Brooklyn. So how about Evo? So Evo was using the Inspire monitors and using PS4 Pros. And so that's closer to Rental setup, but I think still a little slower than his setup. Arcade Mikado, for me, my experience was my timing was off quite a bit. In almost all setups, when I do like Leon's guard break, I have to pre-buffer the backdash before doing 4-4K. So I have to pre-buffer 4-4. Playing at Arcade Mikado, I had to wait on that a little. And so what ended up happening was instead of 4-4K P plus K, after guard breaking people, I would do P plus K because the 4-4K was just too early. And so that took me quite a bit of time to get used to. The opening definitely took me quite a bit of time to get used to on the arcade setup. That said, I had no trouble adjusting to playing on completely broken in JLFs that feel like they have almost no spring in them. It was a lot of fun playing on that, but I'm so used to the JLF feel that that's not an issue for me. Hey, Edgy Pope, good to see you. We can talk about that a little later, after the league, but or during the league. But yeah, if you want to get used on PC, you can still play Final Showdown on the PlayStation 3 emulator. It runs fantastic on PC. If you're just gonna play single player and get used to the game, it's fine to boot it up in Yakuza. A lot of the Yakuza games have Virtua Fighter 5 Final Showdown in the game, and so that's one way to play. But join the Virtua Fighter Discords. They have a Twitter account as well. The VF Discords have they can tell you how to get the game on emulator. Final Showdown, it runs really good on PC. Yeah, so at the very least, you'll get to play the game that way, and there are people that play online that way too, including VFKOF. VFKOF plays on emulator. Hey, Mister, good to see you. Wonderful to see you. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Hope everyone in Italy is doing well. Let's get a big drink of water before I get this started. Look at this exciting battle. Oh my god, Giga Phoenix is really good. So, oh my god, he went for at -2. He went for the 8K. He wanted to crush that low punch. That was a very smart play. But Giga Phoenix actually delayed and evaded. That was really cool. Let's get the show on the road. All right. Awesome. Yeah. Please check back with us. Let me know. You can message me on socials. I'm on Twitter as well. I'm also on Discord. Chai number 1457. But yeah, and let me know how it's going for you. I'm happy to help you in any way I can, Edgy Pope, or in here we can chat about it too.
Round 1. Ready, go!
God, it's been so long. He goes for a side. Completely owned. That was an awesome first round. Man, what a wake-up call for me.
Round 2. Ready, go!
Man, that was completely awesome. Oh, I thought I got him. Yeah, they upped the AI. The AI does have a progression on arcade mode. Typically, it starts getting hard on stage 4. On stage 4 is when you have to start playing like, yeah, your flow has to be pretty much on it. Also, when you're at an offline tournament, do not press start to pass. Like, just don't even try to skip. But yeah, hey Taco Guy, awesome to see you. Yes, arcade mode's a lot harder, but it's not cheating. It's just playing sharp with the F. Alright, good game, good Phoenix. Dural is harder. The sharper your VF gets, the better you do against Dural. But she hits hard, she combos pretty hard. So it's not that broken. I think she was harder in earlier VFs, but it is tough still because she's heavyweight, so then the combos are a little different. But I'm able to do most of the combos against her on counter hit anyways. I think if your character is used to doing normal hit combos, that's where you might have trouble against Dural. But I don't typically have trouble with counter hit combos against her. But she counterattacks pretty hard though. So you're forced to make some tough choices on those decision points. Good first round dolly in. But yeah, keep it up. She will sharpen your play. Dural sharpens your play. She makes you want to make bigger decisions. I think if you when you start being able to make bigger decisions, by that being able to do big damage off of throw, big damage off of normal mid, then it'll be a little easier to deal with Dural. But I actually went against her just doing a lot of poking too. Just not too different from how I play people. I think mostly just the punches, so maybe do the kicks. I think she has like Vanessa and Jackie's like punch party. But also, if she's doing reversals, usually that means throw. So it's just a decision, and it is against AI. AI might be reading your inputs a little bit, but actually in my experience with the VF AI, it's not so much like, it's not like Mortal Kombat's AI where you do this and it does that. It's more like you doing certain things is going to trigger an option, and you still have a good chance at winning it. You just but just make sure you win big on the options you choose. So that's the forced two choice principle, where you do something that's going to give you a lot of damage on mids, and then something that will give you a lot of damage on throws. And just simply by doing that and happening to win more often than you lose on that, you'll win the round. And that is a big principle of VF. Something that, for example, when you counter hit with a high jab, that's a situation where you need to be doing like a big mid versus a big throw, and you make a choice. You can be random with it, especially against AI. You can be random with it, and that alone should yield you a lot of rounds by itself. If your choices are big and their choices are small, you'll just win on the law of averages. Yeah, she has a weird thing where she goes like this. Yeah, that's kind of certain stance you can throw her. Yeah, that's like Wolf's Raw stance. So that is like a reversal in a way. Nice, ring me out. You gotta ring me out with this. So right there, I set up spacing, and so I set up spacing with the double hand push, and I did a backdash after, but I am susceptible to side kick. But I like the delays that they have in their game. It's good to finally fight you via KOF. Yeah, so that was a punishable move. That's okay. It's not wrong to do punishable moves. It's always a good gamble. I just happened to know the punish at that time. Be very careful about the. I don't hesitate to do to punish like the possible high that you might do. Alright, and I used speed. I won the speed there. I saw the disadvantage and I used the speed. Yeah. Very good battle. Very good battle, VFKOF. Let's have some more battles. We're going to sharpen you up. You have a very good foundation on your Lao. Hey, Zenyat. Yep. Good game. Very good game. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm always happy to help. But you've got a very good foundation on your Lao, so let's battle it out more, you know? I really enjoyed that. So let's keep that up. That said, yeah, we'll just have to have a lot more battles together. I think it's going to sharpen you up, and I think at some point you're going to see how to increase the damage of the choices that are being made. But I think what you're doing right now is a really good foundation for your Lao. It's really important. You're using the most important moves for Lao. So yeah, yes, just play more, you're gonna get stronger. I see it. I really see it. And this is the way. You're learning Lao in a very proper way. You're using the tools that's gonna make Lao very strong. So yeah, keep it up. Yeah, that, like, both 3P normal and from crouch 3P are just so important for Lao to be good at. The more you master those, the stronger your Lao. So let's turn the volume down there. Alright. Alright, this is gonna be scary. Rental Animator and I go back and forth a lot. Like, the cool thing playing offline with him, we went back and forth so much. Look at this. Look at that.
Round two. Ready, go! Ring out. Round three. Ready, go!
Good. Good! I'm so dead. This round I'm so dead. I got away with murder. Thank you for the battle rental, son. I got away with murder there. So what did I get away with? I didn't evade properly. A lot of times, Leon is hard to evade properly. It's easy in theory. You evade to his back. The hard part, he switches stances like crazy, so you have to keep watching the stance to evade the correct way, and it's really hard. So rental, I evaded the wrong way many times, but I didn't get punished as big for it, right? But aside from that, but that's also why rental was using half circle forward punch quite a bit, was to try to punish me for doing evading to the back. It just happened to be the times when I didn't evade. So, yeah, fun battles. Oh, thank you very much for that gesture. You can play it on PC, and there is a way to play it online on PC. And there's two ways to play it online on PC, but if you are okay with playing an PlayStation 3 emulator, that is a really good way to play this game on PC. It's really good. There is a community to play it. There's a Discord server to arrange matches, and you can play online straightforward that way. It's really good. I'll turn off the light here. It's kind of blinding everyone. So yeah, Lester97, good to have you here. You can play Virtua Fighter on PC, just not this official release. Yep, that's just me being too slow. Good. Good. Alright, I'm gonna start setting an offense here. So the hard part is low punch uppercuts is not frame tight, but I have to be fast. There's not much time too. You don't have much buffer. But there's also a way to fight Silverbolt the way that they're fighting. Part of it is using lows if they're being this defensive, but actually throws is really good. Yep. Good. Good. Alright. Dead or Alive's a beautiful game, I agree. A lot of Dead or Alive players become very good at Virtua Fighter players as well, so it does. This generation we really get to appreciate that quite a bit. Thank you for the battle, Silverbolt. Yeah. I really appreciate you coming in here, Lester97. Yeah, let's keep chatting about 3D fighters. I love it. And Dead or Alive's an awesome game. I also really like Soul Calibur a lot, you know. That would be really sad if they're not making a Dead or Alive, but it feels like they haven't completely ruled it out, though. It does sound like that there was a bad experience with Dead or Alive 6, and so whoever makes it, it's going to be like a new team, you know. But I think they're considering it. It just feels like there's some signals that say that they're still thinking about it, you know. But of course, they're probably also still thinking about I don't know. They've got a few projects lined up. That new action game by them looks pretty good, though. looks very violent, but it looks really good.
Ring out.
So, you know, I love Team Ninja, and you know, it's not the same without Torinobu Itagaki, but as crazy as he is, he was like the Harada before Harada. You know, it's more like Harada is like the modern day Torinobu Itagaki. But I would love a new Dead or Alive, and I am also grateful that Dead or Alive putting Virtua Fighter characters in, that did help Dead or Alive players open up more to Virtua Fighter, modern Dead or Alive players. So, yeah, 3D fighting games are great. But yeah, it's the thing is, Dead or Alive players coming into BF tend to be very strong at neutral because of the high stakes neutral that you have in Dead or Alive. It forces you to have like these really crazy reads in the neutral, and you end up being. It's like if Virtua Fighter players season ones get more comfortable with ring outs, and being at a frame disadvantage and frame advantage. That's what we thrive on as VF players. Dead or Alive players thrive on neutral. They just make really strong decisions because in Dead or Alive, bad decisions get killed so bad. Bad decisions just wreck you so bad in Dead or Alive. So in VF, the neutral's easier than Dead or Alive. So they're more comfortable. But in VF, a lot of the VF players tend to hate neutral compared to other situations because it's more ambiguous. There's a lot more randomness to it in our view, right? Where whoever hit the button first might be the winner. Yeah. So sometimes, you know, but when you get stronger at BF, you kind of learn to use movement to kind of pad it to make the risk a little lower. But the problem is there are players that are strong at hitting you for using movement. Like they're very good at countering movement. It's something that I struggle with is players that do that.
Round one.
So.
Ready, go!
That was really good, Blaine. It's good changing a move list to counter the way that I'm playing.
Ready, go!
So Blurring is using spacing against me. Interesting. Good, that was beautiful. Oh, that was it. And I used movement, sweep, killed it. Very good. Blurring, you got this.
Ready, go!
Good zone. Alright.
Round five. Ready, go!
3D fighting games can totally still do well. I need to read on Twitch what the full message is, but it sounds like you were asking, can they still be successful? And I 100% believe they can. I believe Soul Calibur is an interesting one where that one should be doing better than it does, right? So Tekken, of course, is really huge. Tekken is a really huge success. Like that is, I mean, that's the second biggest fighting game, arguably the biggest, right? It's like the biggest in Europe, but it has cross appeal. Okay, we're gonna screenshot all this for Akai. I think he can see it all, but still, congratulations to me. Congratulations, Giga Phoenix on second place and Mental Animator on third. Blurring, you did great securing the fourth spot. So. That was a really good session, and I hope everybody had great matches in the first league. We're going to take even though Kai doesn't need screenshots, he just needs to see this, but let's show this all here. There we go. Alright. Alright, everybody, we are in intermission. I'm going to tweet that we are in intermission, so...
Round one. Ready, go!
We are now queuing for League Battle 2. I estimate that we will start at 12:15 in 25 minutes, alright? So now queuing for League Battle 2.
Knockout! Round two. Ready, go!
3:15 Eastern Standard.
Knockout!
08116. 08116.
Round three. Ready, go!
And the password is 04. Today's password is 0409. If I mess up the password, please let me know.
Knockout!
Let's send that message to the PlayStation app, and then we'll talk about the news. Or we'll talk about one topic. We'll talk about a few topics.
Go!
If anybody has questions on any topic, let me know, because we'll have fun. It's going to be a little more freeform today, but there's a few good news.
Knockout!
On the battlefield, you'd be dead.
Round one. Ready,
Alright. Now that we've got that through.
knockout!
Okay, no problem.
Round two.
Alright. But we're happy to have you here. Happy to have you here, Taco Guy. Hey, my pleasure. My pleasure. Alright, let me catch up if I missed anything on chat. Thank you guys for your patience, by the way. So, alright.
Round three. Ready, go!
Yeah, so can 3D fighting games make it to market? Yes, they absolutely can. Tekken is an example. Actually,
Excellent!
but there's also ways to make them even more accessible, but they kind of already are with Soul Calibur. I think Soul Calibur is the most accessible fighting game, period. I feel like any beginner is going to feel strong playing that game, and strong players are of course going to feel strong playing that game. I think it has a very intuitive flow, and animations are intuitive. So Virtua Fighter, less intuitive. Virtua Fighter I compare to the classic game of Go, where technically a lot of things about Virtua Fighter are pretty logical and they make sense, but they're not the most natural for someone to get off. Like, it's much more natural to play chess and checkers than to play Go. And yet, once you understand the rules of Go, or understand the flow of VF, it's a lot simpler, right? Like, VF has very systemic answers. So what's counterintuitive about it is most fighting games, you learn how to oppress with your character. And in Virtua Fighter, you can't really do that. Virtua Fighter, you kind of have to understand how to just simply do boxing, and boxing principles. And that sounds weird, but it's just simply, that's kind of the starting point. Virtua Fighter expands from that, and it is as simple as it's rock, paper, scissors, so then how do you manage the rock, paper, scissors? And there's ways to do that in VF, and they're systemic. They're kind of like, you kind of play most characters the same first. And you have to master that. In Go, it's counterintuitive because you kind of, if you're a beginner, you don't know where the game ends. But when you play the game, you figure out that actually there's a point where there's just no good moves to be made, and that's kind of when the game ends. And so you have to just play it to kind of know it. But once you know it, it's a lot easier to understand. Virtua Fighter is counterintuitive in the way that Go is, in a similar way. When you play Street Fighter, if you play Ryu, I'll teach you a fireball trap. If you play Sagat, fireball trap. You know, the first maybe big, less intuitive way is learning how to play Zangief, right? How to play a grappler, because you have to learn that your game is all about getting that throw in, so now you're forced to make these choices around the other player's game.
It's ridiculous.
You know, but for the most part, you're just learning how to do your big damage. And Tekken follows a very Street Fighter-like flow, actually, where you're kind of that's why everyone focuses on strings. But Virtua Fighter has an easy answer for strings in the beginner level, which is just to low punch it, or even high punch will just win against strings because of speed. But low punch will, like, really win against strings, like almost all of them in this game. And so sometimes when you don't see strings happening, it's because, especially in my matches, is because you'll see that I had no hesitation doing a low punch, where a high is likely to be. Right? Like, I just don't hesitate to do it. I'm just like, boom, you can't string me. You know? And yet, you'll find that they find a way to punish me for doing that. Once they do that, they've slowed me down from doing the low punch. And then the strings become strong in Virtua Fighter, but they become strong after you punish somebody for low punching. Yeah. But yeah, you block the whole screen. So yeah. So anyways, point being, VF might just be a little less intuitive, but it makes a lot of sense once you get it and you get comfortable with more systemic approach to the game. But it doesn't represent all 3D fighters. Dead or Alive also has this great appeal in general. But because that neutral is so strong, that can scare people that are actually strong at other fighting games. But it doesn't. I don't think it scares beginners away. I think Dead or Alive is pretty beginner friendly to the degree, just not when they fight a competitive player. But Dead or Alive, like Tekken, like Soul Calibur, does put a lot of good single player content, a lot of good fun content in their game, and I think that's always really important. And I think all 3 of those games have had good success. 3D fighters actually have a good success rate, I think. It's just that we're now dealing with generation change, and it's kind of going back towards the 2D. I think, you know, but I'm excited for like Project L. But that again is not 3D fighter, that's a very 2D fighter. But I absolutely have no doubt Tekken 8 is going to be huge. And I want Street Fighter 6, Tekken 8,
It was ridiculous.
and Project L to all be super successful, because that makes fighting games a much more worthy place to invest, and more and has more players. Then, if those 3 games are successful, we've got a whole nother generation of fighting game players on top of existing ones.
Round 1.
All right. Yeah. So it is weird getting used to the modern VF sidestep, but general rule, sidestep is your alternative to guarding, and so you need to do it at disadvantage. But it's wonderful when you get used to that. You can use evade cancels in advantage. We do it for delay purposes, but when you play beginners, it's a bad idea. When you play stronger players, then it becomes a much more interesting idea. Not always guaranteed though, and it does have weaknesses too. But we do use evade cancels. That's how sometimes some players think that they have a 50-50 guessing game, but my evade cancel kind of neutralized it. That's usually any guessing game that uses load throw, unless I'm absolutely at -10, in which case it's not a guessing game. But if the load throw was ever part of a guessing game, ECD just, like, evade cancel just defeats that, So. Yeah, so you can use sidesteps to delay. Yeah. Offensive move is also really good, but it's offensive move is very counterintuitive. It makes sense when you understand VF and you understand like the way that the sidestep system works and side turn works, but it makes no sense before that, But I love it. I want it to stay, but I do want the game to really tell you that's the sidestep you should use on advantage. But the problem is, because that is the sidestep on advantage, is the offensive move, right? That's how you get side turn when you have the advantage. Is to use that, but it's very counterintuitive. So that's why I just don't even try to teach offensive move much. I introduce it, but I don't try to teach it until someone's like a lot stronger. As I tell people, when you're like rank 35 plus, then offensive move is a very interesting proposition, because now you're fighting opponents that are going to delay their game. And now that because they're delaying, because they're using movement, offensive move becomes very strong, right? It becomes very strong when people do fuzzy guard a lot. Okay, so the room number, you can join by room number or you can look it up. But the room number is 08116. The password is today's date. It's 0409. Yeah. So, you do have time. Okay, so as everyone knows, some news that are coming out. We know that Combo Breaker will have a Virtua Fighter side tournament. Before that, Texas Showdown is the next major tournament to look for. I think there's a lot of excitement for Texas Showdown. You can expect Iambic is going to be part of the Scream team, and I already know that I'm hoping Blurring is going to be at Texas Showdown. I know Mountain Dew Faker is going to be at Texas Showdown, and I think some of the Colorado guys are going to Texas Showdown. So Texas Showdown is going to be like a good VF event that everyone should go. And Limey Porcupine should be there. So I think that's going to be an awesome event. TXS, Texas Showdown. I think that's coming up very soon. There's also Combo Breaker, but there's a lot of buzz right now generating for Summer Jam. Summer Jam is expected to have a good Virtua Fighter turnout. You should totally play it. Yeah, you should do that. Play in the tournament, trust me. You might be surprised how well you do, but even then, it's a good experience to play Virtua Fighter with the nerves, and then use that as an icebreaker to play casuals. And then in the casuals, get to know the players, because they're all really nice. And everybody's happy to help. Everybody's happy to help work on each other's game. So, and I know that if Limey Porcupine's there, he loves teaching VF. Just like me, he really loves teaching VF. So, he'll be happy to help. He's really strong. He's really strong. Hey, LD Wells, good to see you. Yes, it's happening today. You're welcome to join. Awesome to have you here. Takugai is Sasado Pons. Awesome, you're playing Wolf. Excellent.
Mission accomplished.
We've got at least another 10 minutes before I start the league battles. Yes, so other big news. LD Wells, Pasadena was the one I believe who announced it, but LD Wells and a few others, we've got an awesome Seattle scene, is going to be doing offline VF every month in the Capitol Hill area, not far from downtown Seattle. If you're a native, you can take public transport there. If you are from out of town, well, you can get to know Capitol Hill area is awesome, but parking is a little tricky at first. But there's a variety of ways to get in there. I'm going to be trying to go to those. But also in Washington State, less than a month from now, very early first week of May, is going to be Fight Kingdom in Everett, Washington. And I plan to be there. I believe now I've convinced Nova to be there. And we've got quite a few players. I've been talking to players from Vancouver, Canada, and I will be talking to California players to kind of get them there. But just think of it as a VF gathering that whole weekend. Because I'm going there, I want to make sure that everybody knows it's a gathering. We're going to have a lot of fun playing VF the whole weekend, not just the tournament days. We'll set up a team battle. It's going to be a lot of fun. And we can workshop if anybody wants to workshop. We're here for each other, and we've got some beginners that are fun to go to. So it's, or developing players as well. So it's going to be an awesome event. It's going to be a good VF there. And it's a pretty cool event because it's also kind of a retro fighting game tournament as well. So there's going to be Third Strike there. Third Strike's going to have a good presence there. So let's make that an awesome event in the Northwest, on the West Coast. I think talking to Rental Animator and Adam Yuki, and that they finally got to meet in person, I think Los Angeles has got a promising future for offline sessions as well, so online and offline. Southern California has had this issue of bad internet and almost everybody there being on cable internet. And this game runs way better on fiber optic, right? So because of that, like, offline is even more important in the Los Angeles area than ever before. And I think with Adam and Rental, I think they're gonna figure out like a rhythm to get those sessions going like in the past. So I'm excited for that. But I think Rental maybe in the latter half of the year, or in the latter quarter of the year, latter third. Let's see, but there's actually quite a lot of players in California too, so we need to get that going. But Colorado crew, obviously the hottest scene right now. Juicebox went to New York, start of this month, has been getting stronger really fast because he's fighting against Tricky and Denkai. Both are, top 5 caliber in America. And Harpunier and iFix Machine. And if you fight iFix Machine, like, especially in the morning, he's so strong. Like, he's so friendly that it can sometimes make you not realize how strong he is as a VF player. He's so strong. But especially in the early parts of the day, he's amazingly strong. He's a guy who starts stronger. And then Harpunier is very smart. Good analysis of the game, and he can see what's going on. And then fighting a character like Jeffrey will force you to deal with the consequences of your reads. So Juicebox is leveling up, but fighting Tricky has really, and Denkai, that alone does so much. But he's been having an awesome time there. He said it himself. It's like the best trip ever, and we know it's because of VF. We know Juicebox loves VF. It's a fact. And I'm so glad that he gave this game a try 2.5 years ago, and that the more he's played it, the more he loves it. It's just the online drives him nuts sometimes, So yeah. Yeah. Harpunier is it's true. I agree with Harpunier's assessment of Jeffrey as a character. In this game, Jeffrey is really built for reverse Nitaku. to how to use a bar, how to set like.
Ready, go!
Jeffrey actually has a hard time cracking defense, so instead what he does is he gets the opponent to crack him, and then he punishes them for cracking him. So he sits there defensively. He sits there very defensively and just plays kind of moral. But what he's hoping is that he's hoping you get comfortable throwing him so that he can start using these, you know? And he has good ways of... Jeffrey forces you to learn how to fuzzy guard
Round 5.
aggressively.
Ready, go!
And if you get good at doing that, then he has guessing games. Then he has like the scariest guessing games. But you need to learn how to fuzzy guard against him, because that's a strong way to play against him. But once you start doing that, it opens up a whole new world where Jeffrey is like, okay, now we're in this, like, I'm gonna threaten to low throw you because you're fuzzy guarding. And now we're playing this game where I wanted you to get to this point of option selecting against me because it's so strong against me. But then now my options have opened up and I can do big damage. And we can play big damage VF off of option select. Yeah, and then also kneeing you out of nowhere. Yeah.
It was ridiculous.
Jeffrey is a weird character design because he has got so many -5 situations that I was teaching Space Time how to, the 2 kick and guard, the stomp, right? It's a very annoying move because it's a low and people are open to lows, but lows don't give you much reward. And yet the reward for Jeffrey using that move is being -5 or being +5 when he hits you with it. And that's really because he wants you to fuzzy guard it after that. Now, if you're not doing that, he gets free guessing games. Like, he gets easier guessing games if you don't fuzzy guard. So you're supposed to learn to fuzzy guard. But once you do fuzzy guard, he can read it and try to hard punish that. So it's a weird design that Jeffrey loves doing +5, just like Go likes. Go likes giving the opponent +10. Go likes to be at -10 because he has a guessing game there. So he's got a lot of these little traps in his move list where he puts himself at -10 if you block. And so you're supposed to throw because throw is the only thing guaranteed. And then he's supposed to sabaki the throw. You know, create a guessing game there. Jeffrey is situations where he's +5 because he wants you to fuzzy guard that. And once you get strong enough to fuzzy guard that, then he's got big guessing games. Yeah. Yeah, so Harpinier is completely correct on how Jeffrey is designed, and that Jeffrey is really about reverse Nitaku. Well, reverse Nitaku really just means that we're gonna try to punish you for using the frames properly, and mainly that we're gonna set you up to want to throw, and then we're gonna attack the throw. We're gonna set you up to want to do a lot of proper things and punish those very directly.
Round 4.
So,
Ready,
yeah.
go!
But especially, kneeing you when you either want to low punch or when you want to throw. This is a good battle between Giga Phoenix and Taco Guy.
Knockout!
What time is it right now? Okay, I'm gonna say that we got two games left. We'll just tell everybody.
Stay on your feet when you fight me.
We'll do it after 2 battles. So yeah, lots of activity happening in North America. People, like, even though Virtua Fighter is not going to be a main game at EVO, it's definitely possible for it to be a side game. The community can rally to make that happen and also have a gathering there. But for sure, a lot of players are focusing on Summer Jam. And, but we'll see where the talk goes. And also Combo Breaker. Last year, a lot of players went to CEO. We will see if that happens again this year. CEO is always a tricky one because it's like near Daytona Beach, Florida, and that's cool. But some minority groups, some racial minority groups, do not feel comfortable there.
Round 2.
So that's always a factor when it comes to CEO. Everybody loves the organizer, Jabali, and everybody loves the event itself. Just that there's always concerns about the vibe of the area, like the locals there. So that's where most of the hesitation for CEO comes from, is concern over the locals there. Yeah, Daytona. Florida is an awesome place. It's just unfortunate that every year this kind of comes up. But last year, Virtua Fighter had a good presence at CEO, and it had like a lot of the best players in the country were there. But not all of the best players in the country will be there. But it was really good last year for VF. Yeah. Hey Jackie, Bronx Jackie, awesome to see you. Have you been playing with Juicebox in New York? Alright, we got one more. Yeah, but like I said, when it comes to CEO, everybody loves the organizer. Jabali is really cool, and everybody sees how well run that event is. So it's an event that's actually very well loved. It's just some people just say wish it was in another city, but that's like Jabali's area, you know? So, yeah. But Combo Breaker, I'm seeing hype in Summer Jam. And of course Fight Kingdom, and now monthlies in Seattle. Those are going to be so awesome.
Knockout.
Yeah, Blurring is teaching how strong basic BF is. Blurring has been focusing on jab, elbow, throw. Especially because they've been fighting a lot of like Paul 6'8", KDMD, and you kind of need to use those really properly. So even though, and this is something I've often said about Vanessa, is that Vanessa gets to wait a while before learning these fundamentals about jab, elbow, throw, which is the Virtua Fighter boxing, or what I call PEAT, which stands for punches, elbows, throws, and defense. And she also gets to learn Nitaku later, but eventually she has to learn them. Eventually she has to get strong understanding them, because she needs to counter what the opponent's doing and understand the rhythm of the opponent too. And you need to understand those to understand your opponent better. She has so many tools that messes with that play, and that's why she gets to learn it later. But it's really important for her to eventually learn it. All right, we're gonna start this up. Alright, League Battle 2 is underway. This is the Akai Leagues, but I'm happy to help Akai in the meantime, whenever he needs me. I'm really glad that there was good sessions last week too.
Ready, go! Round 2. Ready, go!
Nice, ring him out. That was good.
Knockout.
Dollar Yen, I'm really happy that you're here today. Hope you're doing very well.
Ready, go!
Good. Very nice. Nice offensive move. Alright. So I was able to side turn you. That was a really good game. Good battle. Very good options. Really nice 3P post K usage.
I want a serious fight.
You have some spots where that's really, really good. That was excellent. Japan was amazing. I will talk about that next. Very nice.
My time is here. Round 2.
Alright, let's see how this goes. Taco guy. Very nice. Taco guy is playing really well. Seriously. Very, very well. Very well. I know I make it look a lot harder, but they're playing very, very good.
Round 3. Ready, go! Excellent.
Thank you so much, Shai. It's good to see you. So Japan was awesome. Really wonderful. The Evo portion of the trip was amazing. The time with family was amazing. The trip on the west side of Japan was amazing. So I got to see a lot. It was a much shorter trip than I wish I could have had. But in that tiny amount of time, I had such an amazing time per hour for all of it. The time with the family, Tokyo Sea, or Disney Sea, which is an awesome resort. Disney Sea is like, you have to understand that is a park that's made for the Japanese, but it's an awesome park. It's we have California Adventure in Disneyland Anaheim, but in Japan they have Disney Sea, and Disney Sea is modeled after a few different scenes. Immediately, it's modeled after like Venice, Italy. It's also modeled after Persia, like Mesopotamia, with the Aladdin's theme, and then it's also Mark Twainish, or actually not Mississippi. It's actually more like Louisiana. So New Orleans. Okay, I gotta crap. I'm gonna die. Yep, there we go. Oh, come on, I evaded that. Alright, he's going 8K. Can't use low punch. Can't use low punch with 8K. This is rental stuff. I'm so dead this game. Okay, I could have really wrecked him there. This is good. This is good stuff. I love fighting rental so much.
Round 4. Ready, go!
Oh, I thought I got him. Yes.
Round 5. Ready,
VF doesn't have that problem because the characters sound the same in all versions of the game. It's more like in VF, the Western characters speak English, and then all of the Asian characters speak Japanese, and that's universal in this game. I got it. I got it. It wasn't the cleanest match, but we had a good Leon match though. We had a good Leon match. So, I think he outthought himself in that one because I feel like he had the mental edge that whole match. So yeah, so no, it's always been that way. It's always been that the Asian characters always speak Japanese and the Western characters always speak English in VF. Actually, it was a topic on Twitter. The Japanese players kind of wish it was more like Tekken, right? Where everyone speaks their language and then their subtitles. Yeah, and somehow they magically understand each other. Like, I think everyone prefers that route. But, you know, this is Sega from the 90s. Yeah, it's not going to be that way. Reaper, so awesome to see you here, man. I'm so dead. Look at that, it's so good. Yeah, I'm staying down. God, I'm so dead. That was an epic first round. Awesome stuff, Reaper. So enjoying it. Oh, yes, that was, okay, that definitely affects the whole immersion aspect. Like, we take it for granted. So it was weird doing 40,000 Leagues Under the Sea and hearing Captain Nemo in Japanese. Same thing with like doing Indiana Jones in Japanese was very weird. Oh my god, I'm gonna lose to Reaper again. This is good stuff. It's awesome battles.
ready, go!
I'm dead. That's good. Good game, Reaper. That was a clean win. Awesome game. Awesome battle, my friend. Yeah, I went to Disney Sea on the first day, the first full day in Japan. I went with family to Disney Sea. Popular dating spot. So you definitely saw lots of like teenagers that were dating going there. And I made a jokey observation that in Japan it was very clear that all the boyfriends were like 5'8" and taller. So it was like a requirement for teenagers. This is different at older ages. But for the teenagers, basically, the tall guys are the ones who get girlfriends, right? So, you know, and so, yeah, and so it was really funny to see that. It's clear, because in America it's not that way, right? In America, actually, a lot of guys that are shorter have like a Napoleon kind of complex in America, so they tend to peacock more, and so they get more girlfriends. You know, so I'm used to seeing short guys get girlfriends at a young age in America, at least my generation. You know, yeah, tall guys always popular. Tall guys will get girlfriends too, but I'm used to seeing like the shorter guys that will fight more to get a girlfriend, you know, and be more successful, you know. But in America, it's just like, yeah, or in Japan, you don't see that. It's just flat. It's like a fact. It's just like, it was just like, yeah, every boyfriend here, or at least publicly shown boyfriend, is a tall guy, you know. So yeah. Yeah, so it was really funny to see, and I think it's true in many places. Like Thailand, the tall guy is gonna win. You know.
Ready, go!
Blaring is like, what the hell is going on right now? Probably. It's like, this is the Leon BS. I thought I had enough space. No, it's I mean, it's conformist cultures are like this, right? You're gonna see the same thing in Korea, because there's just a more conformist culture. There's more of a, this is what, like, the image of a good, what is attractive, right? And America, yes and no. I mean, America, you do have this too. I mean, in my generation, as an Asian American guy, it felt harder to have a girl to court someone. But actually, in retrospect, it wasn't the worst. It wasn't as bad as it might feel in media. But there is a basis for the feeling, because of how Asian men typically are portrayed in America. You know, all throughout. So that brings up a different topic about Japan too, which I won't get into. I'll just say there are things that Japanese guys will typically talk about in bars when they talk to foreigners that are white or black. You know, like they'll just bring it up. It just automatically comes out, and it's like, okay, it's like we're having that conversation again. You know, so you know, not so much conversation. We're having that joke again, you know, kind of thing. So, I did get to play with the Japanese players. It's awesome. Digimon X. So right now we're in the middle of League Battle 2. It's almost over. It's going to be over in about less than 10 minutes, actually. So in about 10 minutes, we will open up for 20 minutes to jump into the room. Will be open. You can join it with the password 0409, and you can join us for League Battle 3. I would love to have you in here and practice. Yeah. Man, welcome home from work. I hope you had a good day at work. So, yeah, I played a lot with Japanese. It was awesome. I wish I played more. Maybe one of the biggest disappointments I mean, this is normal for EVO, but while Rental and I were busy watching the tournament, you know, watching like things leading up to the finals and then the finals. During the finals, you know, the rental time on those PS4 Pros and those monitors seemed to be up because they were taking them out at that time. So by the time that players could actually want to play casuals, the VF setups are gone, except for maybe a couple. And a lot of us wanted to play VF after the tournament, you know, a lot of us there. And of course we want to play Arcade Mikado, but actually the Japanese players after a tournament go to the bar. And it's like 5:30 p.m. We go to the bar and we're there for like 5 hours. So much fun though. So much fun. I am so happy. Like Rental Animator made my trip so much better by a large margin. But on top of that, I got to I'm just happy that Wasakon, the amazing WoW player, like he just asked me what I was up to after the tournament was over, and I said I didn't really have plans, but if it's not too much, I'd love to join them for drinks if they're going out to drink. And so he asked on my behalf, and they said, yeah, please come. And so I got to join them. Socrates came along too, and that was amazing. Going out to drink with the Japanese, I mean, we didn't eat much, we just drank from 5:30 to like 10. But that alone made the trip. That said, the next day, the day after Evo, day 3 of Evo, a lot of players went to Arcade Mikado, and that was awesome. That was really, really awesome. The Japanese players created a setup for us where they paid for one of the setups where foreigners got to fight Japanese players. And so it would always be one side was a foreigner and the other side was a Japanese player. And that was on stream, and that was really awesome of them to do. They also made sure we had cards. They gave their own cards to us. Now, for me, I got a brand new card because they didn't have a Leon player that day. But like Homestay Akira was like gave Setsuna his card. I think Rental encouraged Setsuna to give it back. You know, I would have kept it. So, but because it was such an awesome gesture. But the Japanese players made sure we had cards. That was so cool. And they just, they were so welcoming. They were insanely welcoming. Japanese players are shy. Japanese people in general are shy about English. And so it takes a lot of assertiveness and willingness to use like Google Translate or take advantage of a good friend like Rental Animator who can translate. You need that to break the ice, and we're really grateful for all of that. So having a translator, Wasakon was a translator, Aopai was a translator, having that was just so cool, so amazing. And it makes you realize that this is also a family. Now, a lot of the like the developing players in Japan are afraid to talk to the top players, but the top players are very welcoming. Like, maybe just because we're gaijin, but they were so insanely welcoming. You gotta go with Nova. Nova is the ultimate icebreaker too. Just play it with the Japanese. That's Nova. Yeah, Nova was like, the Japanese love Dark Nova because he's not too shy to ask about to play. Like, he really was just, and so they all like him because he was not afraid to. He wasn't trying to be too polite, but he was polite because he's naturally polite. But he just always was like, can we play? And that's really all they want. They want to play VF. So honestly, the truth is they all have a really good positive reaction to Dark Nova. All right, I gotta think. But Silver Bull's gonna make me think because he's gonna win on defense, right? So let's do this. And then now he's a barring a bit more, so I gotta be careful. Nova is handsome, but it's the fact that he just really wants to play games. They like that more than anything. Yeah. Very good, Silverbolt. Good game.
What a knucklehead!
Nagoya has a good VF scene. I'll try to connect you. I think I met with Kova, who's an Aoi player, And I think Alpha is actually from Nagoya too. That's the player I lost to. She's an artist, but she's the one who eliminated me from Evo. And it was a really good battle. I almost won, but it was a really good battle. Look at that. 1 point behind for Rental Animator. 5-1, 5-1, 5-1. Oh, man. Reaper. We did it. We got first. Rental Animator. Look at that. Everybody, this is great. All right, Blurring. Way to take fourth again. Awesome. And Taco Guy. Good job. Really good job. This is a very scary thing. Silverbolt, dollar yen. Keep it up. Silverbolt is like handling the situations. I know that they're watching the situations, so keep it up, but sometimes room for aggression too. When you were aggressive was when you were most scary for me, but I know I have a feeling you like certainty in your situations. Good battles, everyone. Alright, let's look at the brackets so that Akai gets a clear view. Should be no problem here, but let's do it just in case. There you go. And now I will go announce that we're queuing up for League 3. Digimon, come on in. Come on in, Digimon. Thanks. So everybody feel free to spar. We are going to do this for, well, we're going to do 4 sessions today, but we're going to start at closer to 1 o'clock. We're going to start around 1 o'clock. So yeah. So 800 players signed up for EVO Japan. Did you feel there was a lot of turn up or DQs? Okay, that's a good question. So here's the deal. A lot of players did show up for Virtua Fighter, but things you have to consider about Japan. The Japanese government and society does not want kids to be gambling. And so they have this strong, well, there's a lot of gambling in Japan. Esports has to be clean of gambling. And because of that, apparently, they have to make registration free for an event like EVO. Otherwise, it is seen as gambling. And so, when the organizers didn't even have it. So, I'll also say, the organizers for EVO, the EVO organizers, had to deal with a lot to have the event in Japan. They had to deal with a lot to have the event in Japan. They had to deal with it from the perspective of society and government, but they also had to deal with it from the perspective of like the venue and what the expectations are from the venue. So I know that because of dealing with the venues management, big sites management, there was a lot of problems and challenges that ended up leading to a lot of vendors that intended to be there not being there. Artist Alley was meant to be there, was not there. And I am very sure that that's what the organizers, the EVO staff, wanted those things to be there. And ultimately, those things were sacrificed. And I believe the nature of those sacrifices had to do with the event hall management, the exhibition hall management, and what they were willing to provide and not provide, and the costs. So my understanding is a lot of artists had to opt out, and a lot of vendors had to opt out that were all planning to be there. So that's sad. On event management, EVO had, again, if you cannot charge for registration, and EVO kind of does free registration anyways, but the cost of having free registration is that means low commitment from the registrants. So people that want to play in the tournament, it's a low commitment when it's free. So then you can go, oh, you know, I'm planning to be there for Dead or Alive or Tekken. Might as well sign for the VF tournament. But then you realize maybe that's not the tournament you want to play on the day of because it's taking away from your focus, and you see these VF players and you realize they're not pushovers. You're gonna get destroyed. So then maybe you start, so you get that happening. On a lower scale, there might have been some people that just were registering other people in group, and then there's maybe some registrants that were never serious to begin with. even so, VF had like VF and King of Fighters had like 800 registrants, and a lot of pools did play out, but some pools did not. Some pools did have a lot of missing people. Not like a ton. To be honest, VF actually had a lot of its attendees, but it did also wait a long time sorting out who was real, who was not, and some brackets were more empty than others. My bracket was missing some people. It wasn't missing like a ton, but it was missing some people. So actually, I got a buy. The foreigners were given a buy, so this is different, right? Normally we give buys to people that are seeded, but I think the Japanese were like, let's give buys to foreigners, at least in VF. And so it was pretty, like, most of the American players got a buy on the first round. And that one is not people not showing up. That's more of a courtesy where they were given a seated spot. But the pro players were playing like all the rounds, so it was a courtesy where a lot of American known players, a lot of players that had their name and were known, like myself, that my name's kind of known, were granted a seated position, and I think that was a courtesy. But I did get to skip round 3. And let's see, and another. I got 2 matches that were. I got to benefit from no shows, but I think I played strong enough that my position in the bracket and on day 2 were correct. But I think, but it's true that there were no shows. Now the most extreme case, there was only one extreme case that I was aware of. And that had to do with Chief Goody. Chief Goody, most of his bracket did not show up. And so Chief Goody was like in the finals of his bracket like almost right away. Like that bracket got sorted pretty quick. I mean, it took 2 hours because they had to see who was actually there. But Chief Goody got to skip a lot of matches on day 1. Yeah. Hey, Trey Free, it's good to see you. How is this setup working for you? I hope you are enjoying the golden lever and the gamer finger buttons. Feel free to tell the chat how you're feeling about them. And I need to let others know that we are open for queuing up for round 3.
Knockout! Round 3. Ready, go! Knockout! Round 4. Ready, go!
We're almost there. Now I'm doing the Facebook group right now, and then I'll talk more about Evo. Evo was absolutely amazing. Like, it was the very best time. I felt like I just had the time of my life. It was the dream trip I wanted, and so I'm so grateful for it. Could Evo Japan be better? Absolutely. But did I get an amazing experience? I absolutely did. Absolutely everything that I wanted, almost everything I wanted, right?
This is for real.
mission was totally accomplished. Alright, there we go. Okay. What time is it right now? Not this much time. We got 4 more battles. Man, we got Jimmy Claymore in here. That's amazing. Jimmy Claymore is always a favorite. His Aoi is fierce as hell. No problem. I'm sorry I'm going to butcher your name, but Chaprice. Or Chaprice. But yeah, Trey Priest. My pleasure. Thank you. I'm really glad it meant well for you, and I'm glad it turned out like you thought, like you felt it would. I'm going to use this for something. No problem, Sai, but I hope you get back. Oh yeah, hope that dishwasher gets fixed very soon. Trey is fine, awesome. Okay, Trey, we'll call you Trey. Yeah, man, awesome to have Jimmy in here. Rental Animator, if you don't know, Blood Mask is Jimmy Claymore, amazing player. He's the representative for Mexico, and he's such an amazing player and such a good person too. He's a person you need to spar with more if you're not already. He'll make you stronger. He is Japan strong. Jimmy is Japan strong. So I'm glad to hear that, Trey. It's why I make those videos too, and especially Golden Lever, because I think in the Korean Lever community, just because of some experiences that happened in 2018 or so, I think the community was kind of unfair to Golden Lever, and so I wanted to make videos about Golden Lever as much as like a year ago, but I felt I needed to wait a while until to show that I was serious about this hobby and that I am being objective, and so I had to measure it against a lot of other things, you know, before I made a video about why I think it's so great. And that's because in the community there was this strong, there were some strong things against Golden Lever, even though Golden Lever had this huge popularity in the Tekken scene a decade ago, or in the past decade. But the hard part is people that are new to it, they're coming in watching the YouTube videos were scared off Golden Lever by some of the community members that were there. But the thing is I was using Golden Lever, and I was using the popular levers that everyone was using, and they're all really good, including Golden Lever. So I felt like but I also knew that I had to build credibility before I could release a video about Golden Lever, and I had to show that that I really am learning all these other levers and have a sense of what I'm talking about. But that the fact is, I don't know everything, but I'm giving my straight up experience. And fortunately, I can leverage that I'm a decent Virtua Fighter player to really help also explain where I'm coming from. And it happens to line up with the Golden Lever strengths, which is that you get to build the lever you really want with it, and using the Korean lever technologies that are popular in Korean levers. And that's a very unique and awesome configuration. So. Yeah, so I'm glad that right now more players are speaking up, and I think after I made the video, even before I made the video, more players are kind of speaking up saying this is actually really good, because I think they were seeing the people that were poo-pooing the Golden Lever. Part of it is the price point, but I think the past year, the players that were criticizing the price point were paying the same price for other kind of builds, for other levers that they like. And so I think they kind of lost their argument there. My view was that the Franken sticks that people build that are awesome are really expensive. like way more expensive than paying for a golden lever. And so I'm kind of like, it's weird to watch somebody try to criticize golden lever, but then the way they go about building their ideal stick is just insanely expensive. You know, so it's kind of like, you know, with the audiophone, it's a very similar, it's hobbyists. Hobbyists being hobbyists, yeah. Yeah, no, exactly. So yeah, so I felt I had to, I already kind of felt in advance that it was something that was going to, fortunately, by the time I did release the golden lever videos, players, like a lot of the people in the community got to see how honest I was about it, and that like I wasn't just trying to, you know, hype something up. It was just I was trying to, but I was expressing my enthusiasm, you know. And so everyone's been amazing about this. Everyone's been really, the community's been really nice to me about it. They see that I'm sincere, and they see that I'm coming at it from an angle, and I'm making it clear. And they also see that I'm not afraid to talk about the controversial parts, right? When I talk about golden lever, I talk about the history with the brass parts, but I also talk about that's kind of like, that's in your value and risk assessment, you know. And if you're and also golden lever stopped making that the default part for a long time now. And so nobody has problems with aluminum parts, and nobody has trouble with the stainless steel option. So yeah. Thank you so much, Pasadena.
Round 2.
So I am glad that there are people that still do want long form content. I love short form, I do, but for me to do proper short form content, you need a lot of editing, you need a lot of time actually to do that content. And you guys know I'm a talker, so and Rental really knows I'm a talker, so because of that, that's why it works for me to talk in this way. But you guys know that I'm very that I am detail oriented, and that I'm very sincere and enthusiastic. So.
Ready, go!
Yeah. So, but I think a lot of my audience for the arcade parts and the Cha-Chai Storytime videos, they like that it's basically like the podcast approach. It's like listening to a podcast. You know, that was actually the plan. So, because I felt like that's what I can do now. I don't feel like when I was busy working, I didn't feel that I had the time to properly edit short form videos that were more illustrative. But I really hope some people, like Rental Animator, will do amazing short form content because the community needs it. VF needs it. So VF needs really good short form content that just illustrates the point so quickly that people just get it really quick. That's what VF really needs. And that will help a lot of people. And since EVO, there's been a lot of people expressing that the interest in VF actually. More than I expected. So I'm very happy about that. Of course, the EVO Grand Finals was amazing. That was played on this insane level of the situation checking is off the charts. Every single situation, they were reading each other so well. Yeah, they kept it under control, but they read each other at an insane level that you just saw this, you know, it is like watching me playing at his peak. It was just insane. Yes, Trey, what are you in North America? We do advise that it's North America. We're willing to try anybody, even if you're not in North America, but you're EU. Okay, we do try to keep it North America just because we've had tough times, but I would love to do more rooms where if I was just running a general room, I would totally encourage EU to play in it. Yeah. It's just, but Akai in the past did have to draw the line because it became difficult, and he didn't want to feel rude to the EU players or players from abroad. But I'm gonna go use a restroom and I'll be right back. Yeah, but Trey, I would love to play VF with you. I don't care what the connection is. I'd love to play with you sometime. So I'll be right back.
Round 1. Ready, go! Knockout! Round 2. Ready, go! Ring out! Round 3. Ready, go! Ring out! Round 4. Ready, go! Knockout!
力だけではあたしまへん。
Alright, we're gonna start up. We'll let this match go. Yeah, you're still fighting. Trey, it doesn't matter if you're not good at VF. I'm happy to play with you, man. I'm happy to play anybody in VF. Oh boy, let's start this. Sorry. We're gonna start this. Let's see if that screws them up. I hope it does not. Alright, we're maybe okay, in the future wait for the match to finish before doing that. Let's hope I didn't screw it up, but after this battle should be League. I hope I didn't screw up the League. Again, happy Easter to everybody. And blurring and combo expert tier is so awesome. Combo expert is, I really am grateful. Very strong Lao. He plays on reads, but I think if it's offline, he will have more reactions, and that will be very scary. So I would really love to fight combo expert offline. I think he would be stronger offline. But in the game that he brings online, his reads are very scary, and he makes use of Lao's stances better than anyone in America that I fought. I never got to fight Jehoshaph. Jehoshaph was like the strongest Lao player in America back in the day. The players that speak highly of him are insanely strong, so I wish I got to fight Jehoshaph. But I'm very grateful that we have combo expert. Yeah, at Evo, that was an amazing grand finals. It meant a lot to Shiopan, so it was hard to watch. Shiopan's been drinking a lot after, and was in tears. But I think he played just insane level of VF, best ever, right? And I think what you saw in that grand finals from my experience is you saw two players playing at their peak, but also playing in the zone. Now, Shiopan was playing in the zone for a good chunk of the winners final, but really in that grand finals, that first set. After the reset, they were still in the zone for a bit, but there's a point where they run out of gas on the zone, and now they're playing like a mortal, right? And the zone is insane. If you ever experience it, it is absolutely nuts. I've experienced it at work, and I've experienced it in tournaments. I've even lost while experiencing a tournament, and I've also lost in a similar way to Shirapon, where you run out of gas, but the other guy is running on that adrenaline, and it's nuts. Yeah, it's exactly like Kuroko's basketball. It's like the world is in slow motion, and as long as you're doing an activity that you're focused on, you're strong. So if it's VF, right? And for me at work, if it's multitasking and managing my staff and managing customers, then it's that. But if you do other activities, you're kind of dumb. You know? Like, you kind of become stupid in other ways, but you're so strong in those focused activities in that moment.
Ready, go!
There you go. It is like they're moving in slow motion. It's like you can edit your moves.
Round 3. Ready, go! Ring out.
I had to go at him pretty hard. I know what happens if I give Rental an inch. he's gonna strike back really hard. I'm gonna do this to him while he's still jet lagged. I'm jet lagged too, but I'm gonna say he's more jet lagged. Because Rental is very scary. Like, Rental's very scary. He's getting used to online again, I think, too. So yeah. He does. He makes you pay a deposit. He really does. He's really strong. He is really, really strong. He gives me credit by, he says that I'm sharper. Like, I just kind of pick answers right away. And that's true. That's true. But he makes really good choices. Once he's comfortable, his choices are very scary. And his Leon has a higher damage potential than mine. He knows the combos better than I do. It's really scary. So, if there's something he's not doing in our matchup today, he's not evading to my back, and he's also not punishing me as much. Like, he hasn't gotten a read on punishing my evades too, or when I'm gonna do them. He just hasn't felt that out yet. I think there are times when he went for trying to punish it, and I just happen to do the thing that's not punished by that. That happens a lot in PF. So, but it's really scary because when Rental has the right read, he's pretty terrifying. You know? So I like I said, when we play in our offline sessions, just like the online session we had before EVO, before going to Japan, we go back and forth a lot. We really go back and forth a lot. So that's why you guys see me having to kind of really focus and not chat. I have to use both sides of my brain when I fight Rental. A lot of times, some players, it's better for me to use the faster side, the side that's not analytical, but the side that just feels. And then some battles, I really need to stop and think. And with Rental, I need to stop and think. So, yeah. Yeah, he will. Totally will. So.
Round 1. Ready, go! Round 2. Ready, go!
I don't know about that. There's a time for thinking and there's a time for feeling. But feeling is important because you do try to... There are a lot of things that are kind of have to be trained in you already, like muscle memory. right? And that you can just feel then once you've done that.
Ready, go!
Nice. You can't do that. I'm glad that works against intruding stuff.
Round 4. Ready, go!
That quote by Bruce Lee is really important about certain things. It's about focus too, about where the focus should be. But I do like when, you know, the student asks, you know, or when he asks the student, how does that make you feel? And the student's like, let me think how that makes me feel. So the off base punished me, right? I did ECD. That was not necessary against blurring. So let's see if I lose this. Alright, good battle blurring. Yeah, wooden boards don't fight back.
What a knucklehead!
Man, Enter the Dragon was such a good movie. It's so great. And I love Bruce Lee. I grew up watching Bruce Lee movies over and over again and reading actually all of his books, the Kung Fu series and then the Tao of Jeet Kune Do. Watching lots of documentaries too. Yeah. So that it would be fun to make The Gathering part of it. That's too far. For the weeklies, yeah, we could maybe go see The Grave, but Everett is too far away to make The Gathering do like a, hey everybody, let's go see the Bruce Lee memorial, you know, or you know, but that is awesome.
Ready, go!
Yeah, I love that part too. Who else? Man, I do want to see. I've never watched Black Belt Jones, Jim Kelly's film. Jim Kelly's awesome. I like Jim Kelly, but I never saw that. But I still love, you know, like, man, you come straight out of a comic book. Oh my god. I thought I evaded that. I'm so dead. He didn't go for low. He didn't go for low. I always think someone's going to go low there. They don't. Everyone knows that I won't block like, that I'll block low.
Round 4. Ready, go!
Awesome battle combo expert. Alright, so I could use a vacation. I got major FOMOs. Yeah. Mediterranean Cruise is awesome, man. Kobe and Mediterranean Cruise is amazing, but it isn't evil at Japan for me, but it's awesome. Man, yeah, if your sensei, Nova, if your sensei shows up, if our friend shows up, that would be amazing. I would love that. It would be wonderful. And I hope he comes. I hope he comes out.
Round one. Ready, go!
Yeah, good to know. Okay, that move will win neutral if you're gonna use jab. You can't use jab against the player. And it's hard because she's got good elbows too. Yeah, minus 13. Thanks for reminding me. I actually forgot. Thanks for reminding me. Minus 13. Man, his choice of when to go for low throw. Okay, good.
Round four. Ready, go!
Awesome battle, awesome battle. I was wondering if I should throw, and then I was like, I'll just uppercut. And that's what I get for doing uppercut. That was an awesome battle. Jimmy is so much fun to fight. Very good game, Jimmy. That was a blast. That was really fun. Yeah, so the player I played from Nagoya is a strong Aoi player too, and that was so much fun. I think it was Kova. I think it's the name of the player. Like, short part of their name is Kova. Yeah. No, not Kofu Megane, but Kofu Megane is amazing. I love Kofu Megane. But this was a different player named Kova. I forgot the rest of their name. I need to look it up. It's always tricky.
Ready, go!
Kofu Megane is hilarious too, yeah. One of the loudest streamers too. His voice is so loud on stream. more like because it's got that funny raspiness to it. But I heard that when he was younger, he was considered very handsome.
Round three. Ready, go!
That was a really fun battle of Taco Guy. Very fun battle. Thank you very much. I hope it wasn't too frustrating for you.
Forgot to train, eh?
Virgo is very good looking, very charming, very funny, and very strong. Very, very strong. Yeah, Kofu Megane. I didn't use any of the free eye drops. I heard they're very citrusy, kind of spicy is what I've been heard the description of. Yeah. Virgo's a Chad, yeah. I felt bad for his girlfriend though. She, on the way to the bar, it was hard to see, like we had to step over like the low chains on the gate, you know, and she tripped on the chain, fell face down onto the pavement. But she took it like a champ. She's just like, I'm okay. But it looked so painful. It looked really, really painful. But yeah. But yeah, Virgo is he's got like the most charisma right now in VF. But you know, or at least he has charisma rivaling like Chibita, right? Chibita has insane charisma too. Chibita is so friendly. He talks in calm tones, but he also never forgets you. Like Chibita, after meeting you, like let's say he gets busy talking with someone else, and then like let's say he sees that you guys are going to part ways, he'll go out of his way to go, hey, it was really nice to meet you. Like he is so friendly like that, you know. Chinpan J is friendly in another kind of way, but Chibita has this like, he makes you feel like you're his pal, you know. Chibita is like, it's off the charts charisma. Yeah.
Time for a combat seminar.
And then Virgo has off the charts charisma, and that like he's automatic, like you know all the girls are looking. Virgo is like that character in the anime where you know all the girls like him, like they're cheering for him, right? Like Hayami in Hajime no Ippo. He's that guy. You know. Like, you know that when he comes out, the girls are gonna scream. And everybody's like, that guy's good looking, you know? But at the same time, when you meet him, his personality matches in a good way. Like, he's very nice about it. He's not acting conceited. He's just having fun in a nice way. That was KK, I think that was minus 13. Yeah. That said, right now Virgo is very determined to catch up with. He's frustrated that he's not playing on the same level as Shiropon and Tonchan in that grand finals. You know, he wants to play on that level. Just like Shiropon is wondering if he will beat Tonchan in a tournament. Tonchan is a beast though. Like, Tonchan is a real beast. Anybody who watched Tonchan do the Akira run, like knows how insanely scary Tonkatsu is. Thank you very much for the battle, Silverbolt. Idazan, yeah. So Idazan was awesome because he was at the VF bar, you know, he was at the bar with all of us, and he actually came up to my table and greeted and welcomed himself again, and we got to catch up on stuff, you know, and yeah, Idazan was really cool. For the record, I asked Idazan what is his current favorite Street Fighter game of all time, and he actually says the current version of Street Fighter V. He says that game, like, you have to guess, and he likes that, like VF, right? You have to guess. And so even though Street Fighter V is not as popular, the way that the game is in its current state, that's his favorite Street Fighter game, period. Yeah, Idazan is awesome. I'm really grateful that he came up and just kind of, you know, came up automatically and was like welcoming and then got into conversation. I was too much of a nerd about it, so I was talking about fighting game stuff, when really, actually, when you go to the bar with the Japanese players, you need to talk about just life. Just talk about life. That everybody likes that. Everybody likes talking about life. You don't need to geek out and just talk BF, you know? So, if you really want them to really like you, talk about life. And I didn't do that. I did a little bit, but it took a while. It took a while for me to get it clear. getting so owned here by Reaper.
Knockout.
Yeah.
Round 2.
Oh man, I'm glad you had that experience. I wish I had. I mean, I was at the same dinner place as them, but I kept wondering if it I am gonna get rocked by Reaper again. Reaper, here we go. Reaper's got my number today.
Ready, go.
Oh, that was so beautiful.
Knockout. Round 4.
I'm really glad to hear that about Rocket. So, speaking of that, I had fun meeting a lot of Korean DF players. That said, the Korean players are awesome, but there is some players that were kind of
Knockout.
good battle, Reaper. But yeah, I think Rocket and I got to meet Jinwoo, and I'm really happy about that. And you know, I met Rocket 10 years ago, and I love Rocket. It's too bad, like, not everyone gets along with Rocket or Jinwoo, but I do think they're awesome guys, and I do think the other guys in the Korean scene are awesome too. So I got to meet Cha-Cha and Dangerous, and they were awesome. I think I scared Cha-Cha a bit because I talk so much. But Cha-Cha was both of them came up to me and introduced themselves to me. I think Jake Jung told them about me, and Metal Butter too. And so I think they told them that you gotta meet Cha-Cha. It's not that he has a beef with anyone, I think it's just more that he's a little more... I think in the past he was more of a wild man, and I think Koreans have a strong thing with stigma, you know? So they're like, you're kind of like a troublemaker, then you're a troublemaker. And I think Rocket was a troublemaker, but Rocket's an awesome guy. Same with Jinwoo, right? I think it's a similar case where they're like, that guy's a troublemaker, you know, and fair or unfair. But it's too bad. But at the same time, but the whole scene are really cool people, honestly. It's just Korean society is kind of that way, you know. All right, Reaper, congratulations. Look at that, 7-0 for Reaper. Dominant lead, dominant win. Jimmy's 4-3. Rental Animator, congratulations on 3rd. I can't believe I squeaked by with 2nd. This was, again, another awesome battle, and we're going to look through the stats, and we're going to do a 4th. We will do a 4th today. So there will be a 4th battle. We will do a 4th. Let's tell everybody there's going to be a 4th. Jimmy, very, very good games. Man, I enjoyed that so much. So the thing that you guys got to understand, when Jimmy Claymore plays people, he likes to teach by playing. So he's doing a lot of things that... It's his way of improving too. It's his way of understanding and reading the player better, but also he's challenging everybody in different ways. So he's not really coming out here trying to win it all, but it's not that he's sandbagging. He's trying to issue challenges based on the way you play. His game, he's like anybody would be so lucky to have a training partner or an opponent like Jimmy, because he makes his opponent stronger. He really does. Paul 68, KDMG, and Setsuna improved dramatically because they would spar a lot with Jimmy. So Jimmy, thank you so much. Like your way of teaching by doing is so amazing. And thank you so much for that, because I always learn a lesson when I play. Yeah. So I hope to play you more tonight. Yeah. Yeah, so exactly, Nova. He's playing the long game. He's making himself a better player, not by focusing just on what it takes to win, but on understanding the player themselves and understanding the matchup and executing on those levels, because that's what matters. That's also why Nero has that in them too. Nero has this. You can see it in a lot of strong players. Mister has it as well, where you can see how much they practice and hone their options in VF. It's something. So, a lot of us Americans like to do what we like to do, and me included.
Beautiful.
Yeah, nothing but respect for Jimmy. Yeah. Yep, 100% Nova. You got it dead on. So I'm going to tell everybody we've got a 4th battle coming on. Akai, thank you for letting me freeform the podcast a bit today. It's less focused, but in the future you can expect it to always be very focused, more on track. But I think it's fun having these conversations, so I'm glad the chat seems to enjoy them. But today it's still podcasty, but it's not as organized as
Knockout. Round 3. Ready, go! Yeah.
almost done with this.
Round 1. Ready, go! Excellent! Round 2. Ready, go!
Well,
Knockout! Round 3. Ready, go!
Okay, it's been posted everywhere. So now we can follow that and see if I missed anything in the chat. I don't think Ton-chan or Shiwa want to fight Jimmy because of the connection. But it would be cool to watch. I would love to fly Jimmy out. I mean, I wish he could go to Global Showdown, to be honest. I think Jin Kage was confirmed to go to for Global Showdown, so that is news. So a couple news items. Beat Tribe Cup next month. The return of Beat Tribe Cup. What an amazing event. If you guys haven't seen that trailer is fire. It is going to be awesome, and you can see how much the Japanese BF players love Beat Tribe. Second bit of news, Jin Kage has been confirmed to be going to Global Showdown in Glasgow, Scotland towards the end of the year. So Japan has got both Shiwa and Jin Kage committed to going to that. That would be cool. Yeah, B-Tribe is the best BF. I mean, it is. It's the World Cup of BF. Yeah.
Ready, go!
Jimmy is blood_MSK, Blood Mask. So Wrench Animator, Jimmy Claymore is Blood Mask. Add him. Absolutely add him on VFDC. He will make you stronger. Yeah, he'll make you so much stronger. And if you chat with him, he's best to chat with on Discord. He might not like that I said it, but you can chat with him on PSN. Let's just say that. But yeah, Jimmy Claymore, awesome player.
Excellent.
Jin Kage is really awesome. I wish I got to know him. I didn't meet him. I met somebody that looks kind of like him but is younger. And I'm like, that's definitely not him. But they also went by the name Jin. It confused the hell out of me. So yeah. And I was wondering, is it that Jin? But it was a different Jin. But it looks like a younger Jin. It was just like, man. But sadly I didn't get to meet Jin Kage. Yeah.
Round one.
Yu was awesome, yeah. But I felt bad. Yu was feeling really terrible after the tournament. He was really upset that he, basically top 8, but didn't get like further than like 5th. So Yu was very disappointed in his performance, but he played awesome. But the top 4 were all professional players. Fun fact, even though Ton-chan was not wearing his Virtua Fighter Esports Challenge Cup shirt, he is a professional. That's something to be taken away. In the top 8, the winners bracket were all professional players. They were all players who have a license through the Challenge Cup system. And the players in positions 5 through 8 that were in the losers bracket did not have professional license. What that means is it just further suggests how the pros really earn their stripes in that system. That system worked, and they were the ones. That top 4, right, which was Ton-chan, aka Tonkatsu, Shiwapon, Virgo, and Yogo. Yogo is like the best Kage right now. Yogo is insane. The level of defense is nuts. It's rivals Shua. Yogo is very scary. Like I love watching Yogo play. Yogo was the only player who convincingly beat Ton-chan in the Gold Cup tournament. He's the only one. Everybody else, like Ton-chan, just destroyed. But Yogo is the only one who like had a strong victory against Ton-chan.
Round 5. Ready, go!
The VF cards, yeah, they're for Final Showdown especially. I don't know how cards work with Virtua Fighter Esports machines, but they are VFNet that has existed since VF4. Virtua Fighter 4 was the first game, I believe, that had a card system that gave players accounts to use. I believe it was VFNet that started that whole thing, was the first. I'm very sure of that, because that's how I remember it, because it was like a revolutionary thing when they released that in Japanese arcades. Yeah. Yogo is a pro player as well, yeah. So Yogo, I mean, that's the top 4, right? And then, but the other players are amazing. Sarah is an amazing player. Not a pro yet, you know. Played like it too. Densetsu, actually, I thought Densetsu was going to go further. Because, you know, they were playing, like, to me, they were playing the scariest VF outside of the top 4. Even considering the top 4. Densetsu's Jean was so damn scary. However, it dropped a lot of winning points against the late game player who's really strong on Team Virgo. I can't remember their name.
Round 2.
Let me look it up.
Ready?
Where? Let me see what time it is. Let's see. We got about 5 minutes, but let's see. Okay, so
Knockout. Round 3.
yeah, so Yasukami was the one who took out Chibita. Yasukami had a very strong run, very exciting when they kind of almost secured their spot, and Virgo ran up onto stage to hug him. That whole crowd, and I think that was the Nagoya crowd. I can't remember what region Virgo was from, but that whole crowd was cheering so hard. The one who was recording it was Momo. I met Momo at the bar. She was really awesome. She was really cool. But anyhow, yeah, Yasukami's run was inspiring too. But man, it was rough because I felt that Densetsu had it and then just could not execute after that match point.
Round 5. Ready?
Yeah, she's very cute. She's very sweet and she was very welcoming. Yeah, Momo was really, really cool. She came up to our table and introduced herself and was just really, really nice. Yeah. She was very drunk, but she was very nice. So, yeah. Yes, he did. Yeah. But yeah, you had it, and Densetsu dropping was the most painful thing for me to watch. But that's also because I also felt that Densetsu was the scariest dark horse player until that. I'm gonna do one, and then we are almost time. Yeah, we have time for this last one. All right. We went to the bar on day 2 of Evo, so Saturday night. Saturday night we went to the bar. It was a sudden I was a little pushy because I was the one asking if I could join. So, yeah.
Round 2. Ready? Go!
Hey, Replay, awesome to see you.
Round 4. Ready, go!
Happy birthday to your sister LD Wells. I'll let the cat out of the bag. LD Wells' sister is a very beautiful cosplayer. So, you know. But LD Wells is also a very handsome dude himself. So, you know. So, alright. Okay, we're gonna do this now. Happy birthday to your sister, man.
Round 1.
You are a good looking dude. Happy birthday, man.
Round 2. Ready, go!
Nice.
Round 3.
There you go.
Go!
Nelly's a good looking guy. Yeah. Nelly's charming. And a real gentleman too. But he's got family, I believe. So, everyone's like, that don't matter. Some Japanese players ask me how I got a nice looking wife. So very nice. Blurring is doing very good. Good game. Good game, Blurring. Excellent. Punish me for those lows. Punish those lows.
Mission accomplished.
Well, it was good seeing like Muscle Sarah was there, and you know, it was just the Japanese VF community is amazing. They really feel like family already, and I'm grateful to them. But everyone's so nice. I mean, maybe because we're all getting older, so so nobody has time to be mean anymore. But everyone's so nice, you know. But it felt good, and I really loved the time I spent with Wasakon. Wasakon was just so nice to me. Good conversations, yeah. But everyone loves Nova, man. Everybody loves Nova. Once I showed Nova's photo, they were like, "Oh yeah," they really like Nova because he was just so friendly. He was a gentleman, but mainly because he went and played games. People come there to play VF, you know. So, and Nova is not too shy to ask for a game.
Knockout.
Wasakon is very nice, sweet, and translated, yeah. Rental Animator was very, very awesome about breaking the ice, but also just seeing where the gaps are. Like, seeing if... helping us understand, too, if we were... like, kind of just encouraging things to happen, but also understanding if... like, Rental also... I took a photo of the crowd, and Rental just, you know, reminded me nicely, like, hey, over here, if you don't have permission from the person, you shouldn't post, like, the photo, or your crowd shot. Maybe the Evo staff can do that, but you shouldn't do that, you know, and that was good. I really appreciate that he called that out, you know, and let me know, because there's cultural differences in understanding those things. It's really important. Rental is very handsome. I've heard from a lot of people privately about how handsome Rental Animator is, but I think people know if they've seen his photo, so yeah, that's a very good-looking Japanese guy, you know. Yeah, VF babies are born not ugly. We have all kinds of people. Everyone's nice though. I mean, I feel bad that everyone calls Densetsu grandma. So they call it Obasan, you know, because he kind of looks, to me he looks like a teddy bear. But man, that John is so scary as hell. That's like the scariest freaking John, you know? Like, that's like the chimpanzee of John, you know? But the Japanese player call him Obasan, so it's so funny. Like, and he's okay with it, but it's just like, what the hell? I'm gonna so lose to Giga Phoenix because I'm laughing about that set too. But also because Giga Phoenix is very strong. They call him. They're like, Chanchai, call him grandma. And I was like, really? You know? And he was right there, you know? He's like, you have to call him grandma. I'm like, okay. No, I didn't die because I just call him Densetsu. Densetsu is so nice though. No, it was chimpanzee, but it was others too. Everybody was calling him grandma. Alright, let's see if I can focus. I'm still gonna lose. Good game, Giga Phoenix game. But yeah, so everybody was calling Densetsu grandma. I mean, I see why they call him that, but he's cute and cuddly. Very cute and cuddly. He just has that smile. You know, so it's like every photo looks like that, so. Okay, good to know. I'm starting to suspect why Chinpan called himself Chinpan. I don't want to say it either. But no. Just based on how he acted at the bar. Chimpanzee is amazingly welcoming. He makes everybody feel glad to be there. The enthusiasm I share, he shares that to everyone. You know, he's very enthusiastic.
Ready, go!
No, that's Nitaka. These kick rushes, I think, is Nitaka. Chimpan has a lot of love. He's just an awesome guy. And he was always trying to make sure that the foreigners felt welcome. Like, he's the one who breaks the ice. Yeah, but he's also so strong, and actually, he gave me good advice at Arcade Mikado when I was fighting somebody else. He was watching. He just gave simple advice, and it was like the right advice. I was fighting a Sarah. He's just like, Chan-Cha, use one blade. Shit. Good game, Jimmy. Good game. Chivita is a rock star. Chivita's awesome. Just incredibly friendly, incredibly cool too. Like you come away with like seeing him as really cool, but you also go like, man, he's cool, but he's being like my buddy anyways. You know, just awesome. Yeah. Yeah. Welcome, Master Poolboy. All right, Reaper. Reaper's gonna get his. He's gonna. Let's see how this goes. Reaper's been beating me all day. I think I'm 0-3 against Reaper right now. And I do need to show off the engraving I did on the stick. I haven't peeled away all the dust layers yet. But... Man, awesome. I need this dagger break.
Round 2.
Alright.
Ready, go! Excellent! Round 3. Ready, go!
Forward, good game. Awesome round. That was an awesome round.
Round 4. Ready, go! Round 5. Ready, go!
Man, guessed every time. Good game. That's an awesome battle. So I'll show it off now. Some people know this already, but I got my Victrix engraved at EVO. So here's the engraving. Got EVO Japan 2023. That's getting closer to finish there where I'm buffing that up. And then Virtua Fighter 5 Ultimate Showdown logo right here. So that is that's how I decided to do my Victrix at Evo Japan. So I think it looks great. Yeah, I love it. I have to really good game, Reaper. That was an awesome game. I gotta really clean up the how it is on the logo, but it's almost done. Yeah. So originally I wanted to use artwork, but there's a lot of risk with the artwork. But Jin Kage got his Victrix engraved with Kage, with a really good monochrome Kage art. Nice step. Good round. Trail logo would be cool. Not really my thing without it. I do like Trail though. Oh, that's death. Good game, good round, good round. Combo completely wrecked me there.
Round 3. Ready, go! Ring out! Round 4. Ready, go!
Awesome. So Rayblade has a laser engraver as well, and so I think that's like you're gonna see. You always see amazing stuff from Rayblade. And there's actually, I still have a package from Rayblade that I need to. Oh, I'm dead. I'm so dead. Good game, Combo. That was an awesome, awesome battle. Thank you very much. I'm looking forward to that custom logo. Great. It's going to be really cool. Sweet.
Round 1.
Alright, here we go, pool boy. Nice.
Round 2. Ready, go!
Nice. Nice.
Ring out!
Good round.
Round 3.
I'm not sure what they're doing for 30th either. I'm not expecting much at Evo, but I am glad that Evo US should have that many players is awesome. But I think it's more likely that a VF, any kind of VF a real announcement, if anything, I'm not expecting one, would be TGS or Video Game Awards or something like that. Maybe the amusement show, but even then. Nice. Good one. Awesome battle, pool boy. That was really fun. It's a really fun battle. Right. 15 to 20,000 players is a lot, so that's really good. I'm really glad to hear Evo is expected to have that. That's excellent. Alright, congratulations Combo Expert. And then Giga Phoenix right behind, that was awesome. Jimmy Claymore, Reaper, awesome stuff you guys. Congratulations to everybody. It was a good training time and I had a wonderful time. Thank you all very much. I'm going to, first off, make sure we have all the stats for Akai. And then we're going to do a raid. But this was an awesome time. I hope everyone's doing well. And I do plan to play more VF, hopefully tonight. Thanks so much, yeah. Thank you very much. And Akai, thank you for everything, Akai.
Round one.
Let's see who's on. I'm gonna get my kids lunch too. Hey Twitch. Alright, so who's playing Virtual Fighter?
Round two.
Streaming, we got blurring. Let's stream blurring. Yeah, let's raid blurring. That would be awesome. Alright, the raid is starting now. Everybody say hello to Blurring. Cheer him on. He is doing better. I did tell him that as he improves right now, it might cost him wins, but he is getting stronger. He really is. Thank you guys so much.
Knockout.
Wow, it was ridiculous.